Hello everybody, welcome to my class lesson on complex numbers which is coming soon on RBS Mathletics channel. Today I am going to slightly highlight on Euler's number, and that is also called Euler's formula, and this is highly applicable in representing complex numbers which is called exponential form of the complex number, and this is also applicable in the related problem solving. So before going to start in detail, let's first see that what is Euler's number and how is it applicable to the complex number, that means to represent the complex numbers. So here you can see Euler's number, and also this is called Euler's formula, and this sort of formula is due to Leonhard Euler, whose rising period was between 1707 to 1783. And here let's see that how these two sorts of things are equal over here. So here u equals to cos theta plus I sin theta. Alright, now differentiating both sides with respect to theta, then see what happens here. Then you are applying dy d theta to u, and also dy d theta to cos theta plus I sin theta. Alright, now after that you can differentiate this term. So when you differentiate that term, so differentiation of cos theta, all of you know that this is going to be minus sin theta plus I, and the differentiation of sin theta is going to be cos theta. Alright, theta, and you know that I equals to under the root minus 1, that is under the root minus 1 is called I, that means this is the imaginary number. Alright, so therefore if you would like to write I square, then I square is going to be a square of the negative root, so this is minus 1. And when this is minus 1, and here you can see that this is minus sin theta, so what you can write here is that this is minus 1 times of sin theta plus I cos theta is already here, and now in place of minus 1 you can put minus 1, means it is I square, so you can write here I square, and then this is sin theta is here, and then plus it is I cos theta. Okay, so this sort of thing you have to note down. Alright, so let's go further now. So du by dx, you continue here. So du by d theta, not x, du by d theta is, in fact it is now I cos theta plus I square sin theta. So just I wrote like this, a plus b equal to b plus a. So first I wrote I cos theta, then I square sin theta. Alright, it can be done like this, and then from both of these you can take I common. So when I is common, then what we have got here, that you are left with here cos theta plus 1 I has been common here, so it is I sin theta, it is remained over here. And now you can see from the supposed it is 1, if you say, so from 1 you can write cos theta plus I sin theta as u. So what you can write here, that means it is I times of u. Now let's take the like terms together. That means du, we take u with du, so when you cross multiply to another side, it's going to be du over u equals to I is already here, and then you can cross multiply I to the right side, then this is going to be d theta. And after that let's integrate this function. So when you integrate this function, then what you will get is that it is yes, integration of 1 by u du, and then it is I is there, so I you can take it out common because this is a constant, and then inside you are left with here d theta, and after that you can see that you know that the derivative of ln x is 1 by x. Therefore the antiderivative, that is integration of 1 by x, is in fact ln x. Alright, so you can see this is in the form of 1 by x, where in place of x there is u. So you can write here about from this term, you continue from this term, so integration of 1 by u is here ln u. And now you know that after you keep the integration in the indefinite integral case, you have to put some constant, but here as it is given the variable in terms of u log, that is ln, then we put instead of constant k, we will write ln of k. This is also possible to write. And then you can go further here, then you transpose this ln k to the left side, then it is going to be ln u and minus ln of k, and you are left with here I theta, and then it is ln u minus ln k, and you know that log a minus log b is log a by b. You should have this sort of knowledge, or otherwise you can search the logarithm chapter within this channel, where all the details about the logarithm and exponential functions are given. And here now after that, when you apply the formula, then it is going to be ln of u upon k, and then that is equals to I e, if you use the definition of logarithm and the exponential function, and then in that case this is going to be u upon k. If you take this log to another side, it's going to be e to the power I theta. Alright, and then for, you can say for k, that constant, if you take that as 1, alright, in that case what you could write here, that then you could write here u equals to e to the power I theta, and from 1 you can see here that in place of u you can write it again, that cos theta plus u means cos theta plus I sin theta, you can see here. So therefore you can write here that cos theta plus I sin theta equals to e to the power I theta. Okay, and here e to the power I theta will be called the Euler's number. Alright, so in this way Euler proved that the relationship between this trigonometrical form that includes the imaginary number into the exponential form, which also includes the imaginary number I, and this sort of relationship is called the Euler. So in the representation of complex number, you might have seen that especially the complex number is in the form of Cartesian, and also that you can represent the complex number in modulus argument form, and now it can be represented in the exponential form as well. And here you can see that for the complex number to be in, say the complex number is g, if you say g equals to x plus iy, that means g can be taken as the vector with x component as x and the y component as y, and this can be represented on a graph, that is also called the Argand diagram. We'll see the detail of that also in the another class. And here you can see that in this diagram, this is actually the vector g, and then it can be also represented by the Cartesian coordinate which is xy over here. So this form, this sort of form, when you apply to represent the complex number, this is the Cartesian form. Alright, and the another form you have, and theta, you can see here that theta is called the direction of this vector, but in the language of complex number this is called the argument of g. And now the another form is modulus and argument form of representing g, that is the complex number. So here you can say that this is g and in the modulus and argument form it is given by g equals to r cos theta plus I sin theta, and where r is the modulus of g, and the modulus of g, just in this right angle triangle you see that the modulus means magnitude of g is in fact this is p square. By using the Pythagoras theorem, this is p square plus b square. So in place of p there is y, in place of b there is x, so you can write that means under the root this is x square plus y square. Alright, and now third, let's see that what happens in the third. So we take third from the second, so r is already here, and by using the Euler's formula we already have found that now in place of cos theta plus I sin theta equal to ei theta, that means exponential of I theta. So in place of cos theta plus I sin theta we can write this as exponential of I theta, and this sort of representing the complex number will be called the representation of complex number in exponential form. So now wait for details of the complex number chapter to publish very soon on this mathematics channel. So this is all for now, and thank you for watching.